Welcome back to Pharmacist Online. Glad to have everyone back with us for another deep dive. Today we're going to be talking all about a really interesting class of medications, um, SGLT2 inhibitors. And if you're enjoying Pharmacist Online and you want to make sure you catch all of our deep dives, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you'll get notified every time we release a new deep dive. So, like I was saying, SGLT2 inhibitors, these medications, they're changing the way we think about treating type 2 diabetes. But how exactly do they work, and why are they so unique? To help us break it all down, we have with us today a senior pharmacist who's got years of experience working with these medications.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So I think most people are familiar with insulin when it comes to diabetes, but SGLT2 inhibitors are something different altogether. So could you just give us like a crash course on what SGLT2 inhibitors are?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as you mentioned, insulin is kind of like the star of the show. When it comes to managing blood sugar, right,
Mm.
it helps your body use glucose more efficiently.
Mm.
SGLT2 inhibitors, on the other hand, they work in a totally different way. They target the kidneys,
Okay.
specifically a protein called SGLT2. Now, this protein is responsible for reabsorbing glucose back into your bloodstream. So what these medications do is they block SGLT2.
Right.
Essentially, they're telling your kidneys, hey, let's get rid of some of that excess sugar through your pee.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so kidneys are playing a pretty big role here.
Yeah.
And I think for a lot of folks, when we think about diabetes, it's all about blood sugar.
Yeah.
Insulin, maybe the pancreas. Kidneys don't necessarily spring to mind.
Right. Right.
So why are the kidneys so important in managing diabetes?
Well, the kidneys are actually super important in blood sugar regulation. We tend to think of them mainly for filtering waste products,
Right.
but they also play a key role in how our body handles glucose. And for a long time, we knew the kidneys were involved, but we didn't really have a way to specifically target them for diabetes management, and that's where SGLT2 inhibitors come in.
Okay, so this is kind of a game changer in a way because it's targeting a whole different system that we hadn't really been able to target before.
It's a whole new pathway. Yeah.
All right, so let's get practical for a second here. We're talking about SGLT2 inhibitors.
Yeah.
What are some of the brand names that people might recognize?
Sure. So some of the most common ones you might have heard of: Invokana, Farxiga, and Jardiance.
Okay, so those are the ones to look out for. And they all basically work in the same way.
Yeah, they all work on that same basic principle: blocking SGLT2 to help remove sugar through the urine.
Okay, so if any of our viewers out there are thinking about maybe starting an SGLT2 inhibitor, or maybe they're already taking one, what are some of the key things that they should be discussing with their doctor or pharmacist?
Well, the most important thing is to have an open and honest conversation with your healthcare provider. They need to know your full medical history, any other medications you're taking, and, what your goals are for managing your diabetes, because everyone's situation is unique. And that's really what helps ensure that these medications are used safely and effectively.
Okay, so personalized care is key.
Exactly.
So to sum it all up, SGLT2 inhibitors, they offer a really unique way to manage diabetes by specifically working on the kidneys. And if you're interested in keeping up with all the latest developments in pharmacy and healthcare, make sure to like and subscribe to Pharmacist Online. We're always here to bring you the latest and greatest information.